So it's the middle of August and I haven't made a video for 3 weeks. There's a lot of things I've thought about that I wanted to share. And I'm going to share where I'm at up to date. And I'm pretty excited because I've been feeling really good. And I think there's a few things at play. I kind of don't do one thing and then do nothing else and then switch to the next thing. I'm kind of doing a lot of things at once. So, of course, I did, in the middle of June, I did Be Vital. I went through the brain camp, which was, I think, really invaluable for my health. I had just incredible experiences there. I received the stem cells up my nose, my own stem cells, like baby stem cells. I did a video on that, but the benefits of that occur between 3 to 5 months, and it's been, 2 months. Since brain camp, I have slept, because I track my sleep with my Oura Ring, and I have slept so much better. Like, my deep sleep is doubled. My REM, I've consistently gotten good REM sleep. I haven't had trouble sleeping, so knock on wood, but I haven't had trouble sleeping this whole time. So sleep has not been an issue for me, neither has constipation. I know that that's unusual for people with this diagnosis, but I haven't had an issue with that. And there's things that I do that I've always done, I think, that really help. And I'm getting an Amazon delivery. Come on, you can just set it right there. Thank you. And so I'm determined to get this video done. And so have a great day. Thank you. Thanks. So, okay, so basically, I feel like it's really helped me a lot. So I'm excited about that. So that's one part of it. Then the other thing is, like a year ago, I did what's considered B1, high dose B1 thiamine therapy. And what I did for a while, because I do so many different things and I'm sort of a little ADD with all the things I'm doing. And I tend to get like bored with something. I do it and then I get bored and then I switch to something else and I like dive deep into that one topic. So B1, I'm going to put a link below this video where Dr. Constantine, who has since passed away, I believe he was a neurologist, took 2,500 Parkinson's patients and had them tested. And consistently, I'm typically low on B vitamins. I have been for years. And then I would take B vitamins. Well, come to find out, I have the methylation gene where you can't methylate folic acid, B vitamins. So I have to get methylated vitamins. But I've consistently been low. And so it's interesting because people with Parkinson's typically are low on B vitamins. And so Dr. Constantine had about 2,500 patients with Parkinson's and had them on a high dose regimen of vitamin B1. And they had massive improvements. Now, it's not an expensive thing and it's, easy to get. You can get it on Amazon. Sublingual to capsules. And I think it's really worth it because I feel good. Like I feel really good, actually. It helps with stress, it helps with energy, movement, things like that. So I'm going to put a link below the video where you can watch a video about it. There's a book that I do Audible and I just listen to it again. And I'm like, I get all excited again about this B vitamin, B1. So what I've been doing, and again, this is not medical advice, this is just my personal journey that I'm sharing to hope to inspire even one person to think a little bit outside of the box and not accept a diagnosis. Because even if you don't completely get rid of Parkinson's, your quality of life can be so much better based on some things like this. So what I've been doing with the B1 therapy, how I've been getting it, because I do IVs a couple times a week. I do glutathione, I do cerebrolysin IVs. I go through phases where I do that. And so I decided I'm going to do B1, like high dose B1. So twice a week, I go into my clinic, my integrative medicine doctor, who's amazing, and I get like it has B12, B6, B3, and a lot of B1. I get that twice a week, Monday and Thursday. And then I also do glutathione, which is a cleanse, and it's really good for your brain. Glutathione is a master antioxidant. So I'm going to be doing that for a while. I've committed to that for a while. But anyway, I'm going to put a link so you can learn more about the B1. I would highly recommend reading the book that's available on Amazon. I'll put a link as well as what the book is called. I think it's called Parkinson's B1 therapy or something. Anyway, I'll put a link there. The next thing I wanted to say, and I'm kind of all over the place with this video, is I feel really good. And what I've done, I went to my neurologist like a week ago, and he's awesome. Now, my neurologist is a medical doctor, obviously. He's very medically oriented. He's amazing, great bedside manner. I mean, just a great guy, really great doctor. Very medically oriented, you know, so all these other things I'm doing, he might say, it could be a waste of money, you know, if you have extra money, go for it. But, there, you know, he's very into like the studies, like what's proven. And I appreciate that. But I also, I go out there with different things just because I want to get better. I don't want to feel like crap, and I want to recover. And I know people say, well, that's not going to happen. That's not possible. It is. And so that's what I'm doing. And I know I'll be led to the next thing that will help me continue to help my body heal. So I went to my neurologist, and what I wanted to get, a while ago, I was taking Mucuna Vitamin, which is velvet bean, and it has high levels of L-dopa. So you can't really just take L-dopa though, because you need carbidopa that allows the L-dopa, the dopamine, to absorb, go past the blood-brain barrier and to absorb. Otherwise it'll get broken down in the gut and you won't get to the brain where it needs to go. So I decided that I would talk to my neurologist about me taking Mucuna. Now I get Mucuna just off of Amazon. It's a Doublewoods brand. It's a reputable brand. It's very inexpensive. I get a huge bottle for, I think, like 20 bucks. It's not expensive. Again, this is not medical advice. I feel, for me, I'm not a good pill taker. I don't even like to take ibuprofen when I'm in pain. Like, I'm terrible at taking pharmaceuticals. And I guess that's good because I haven't ever had to take them until supposedly now. So anyway, so I went to my neurologist with the intent of seeing if he would call in a carbidopa prescription, just carbidopa by itself, so then I could take Mucuna, which contains L-dopa, that would then cross the blood-brain barrier and give my body the dopamine that it needs. And he agreed. So what's really interesting, I take a tiny, tiny amount. It's like, I take like barely half of a carbidopa, which is like 12 milligrams. And then I take one or two of my Mucuna, and it unlocks something in me where first of all, I found out Mucuna contains natural glutathione, which is a master antioxidant. Amazing. It also is super high in amino acids. People that take Mucuna for their levodopa are less likely to get dyskinesia. And dyskinesia is the uncontrolled dancing type movements that are caused from excess dopamine that happens typically after years of taking the synthetic dopamine. So I want to avoid that. I don't want that. And the fact is, I've done testing myself. For a couple days, I'll try this, and then I'll switch to that. And for me and my body chemistry, Mucuna Puriens, the velvet bean, works better for me, hands down, than the synthetic levodopa. So I'm really excited about that. And so I'm doing that. This is like my third week. I went into the neurologist, and he's like, doing the different tests, like the finger tap and the, just having me walk through the doorways and just normal movement. And I almost feel lately, and I'm like kind of hesitant to say this because I feel like, oh my gosh, but I almost feel like during the day, I don't really feel like I have Parkinson's. Like, I have felt so much better, which is really great. I'm a teeny bit shaky now. I have like a little, not very much. I have, in a half an hour, I'm gonna take my third Mucuna. So I take about 8 in the morning, 12, so every 4 hours, 8 in the morning, 12, and about 4 or 5. And I have to time it with my food, so I don't eat an hour before or an hour after, so that if I'm eating protein, it doesn't block the absorption. But I feel so much better. I don't get a stomach ache. I don't feel like I get a headache like I did with the synthetic levodopa. I'm excited about that. The other thing too that I wanted to share with you, the other things that I'm still doing is methylene blue pretty much every day. I'll kind of cycle and take a few days off here and there. I'm still doing methylene blue. And I don't do very high dose because they found actually neurological support is great on a lower dose. But do your research for sure. The other thing that I'm doing still is nicotine gum. So I take probably each piece is 2 grams, and I'm pretty lightweight. So if it's during the day and I'm like walking around and shopping or whatever, I'll chew half of a piece every few hours. If I know that I have about 45 minutes to an hour to just lay down and do nothing, then I'll chew a whole piece, because I don't have like a tolerance to it. Like, I'm very sensitive to it, and it kind of knocks me down a little bit. So those are the things, that's my update. Again, this is not medical advice. I'm just sharing my journey. I feel very, very, very hopeful. I'm super positive about everything. And I want to say too, like, the main thing, like, every person's body chemistry is different. Something may not work for you, it may work for me, and vice versa. Definitely don't want to, give medical advice in any way, shape, or form. But I want to just let you know that there are things out there that could help you. It may not cure, but it may eliminate a lot of symptoms, like the B1. 2,500 people were studied with the B1. They had massive improvements. Think about if you could feel 50% better and halt progression. That's worth it right there. So just don't accept a diagnosis as your prognosis, because when you do that, your mind is very powerful. And if you think you can or you think you can't, you're right, and it's true. So, and it's not about being like kumbaya, everything's great, just be positive and, don't feel your feelings. Like, no, you can have those shitty days, and I get it. I totally do, and I break down and cry. I haven't for a while because I felt pretty good. but I know that I'm probably going to have those days still. But I'm never going to stop. I'm never going to give up hope, ever, ever, ever. I do my best thinking at the gym. So this is my gym attire. I just got done working out and went and got some lunch with my son. But movement is medicine. Your diagnosis is not your prognosis. There are things out there. Check the links below that I put in there about B1. And if you do have the capability financially, and I don't get any compensation from any of the things I'm sharing, and I don't care to ever, but Be Vital in Park City, Utah is an incredible clinic. I take a lot of supplements that are cleansing, detoxing. I do a lot of things, and I'm still doing their protocol, different tinctures, different things, but I really think that it really did help me a lot, especially with sleep. Sleep has been huge. Let's see, I'll end with this thought. I get like at least 85 score with a little crown on top with my Oura ring every night with sleep. I get at least 2 hours of REM, the dream state. I get at least an hour of deep sleep now every single night. I go to bed every night and I do the box breathing. If I have my mind going crazy, I do the box breathing, which is inhale for 4, hold for 4, exhale for 4, hold for 4, inhale for 4, and it's just like you're making a little box. And I do that for about 2 minutes, and then I go right to sleep. So it's great for anxiety too. But don't give up hope. Stay positive. You're not alone. I know what it's like to have not a lot of hope. I've been there. I have a lot of hope right now. And don't give up. Don't give up. Be your own advocate. Have a blessed day. Take care.